Here we are, getting ready for this show. The Rock. Roll.
This bout is...
A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
Did you feel that energy? Did you hear that beat in the music? If anything's going to get you...
Marciano with one of the best right hands in boxing history. If he catches you flush, it's good night. The perfect counter lands. They both want a knockout, you can tell. Do you believe what we're seeing? Counter punches have to hurt. I know boxing fans around the world feel like Christmas morning with these two finally in the ring.
You have certain fighters that are born for this, that are made for the big crowd. And looking at that corner right there, that is that fighter right there. They have elevated, lifted, it's like they're not touching the ground. This is what they were born for.
Through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Right when you think the pace will slow down, it picks up. Big hook thrown, but it doesn't connect. Straight right just misses. Well done with that counter shot. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Is down big time on the score.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
And you're switching off. I need you to switch back on. Get focused. Get your mind back on the...
Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. After that last round, something has got to change.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until the senses have come back.
Johnny, you would know this better than me, but I would hate fighting someone with this swarmer style. They don't let you breathe. They don't let you get off the ropes. You can't get your offense off. You just got to deal with them.
You fight a swarmer, you've got to protect everything. The body with the elbows, the head with the forearm. You've got to try and push them off balance because they will just stay in your face.
Straight right just misses. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
You can tell who's stronger and who's faster. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. That punch scores. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. That was almost a 10-8
Switch on.
The bell rings and we start the third. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, If it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Good one. You'd like to see more jabs. Nice counter shot. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Nice job blocking the hook. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Caution is being thrown to the wind. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Nice counter shot. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important.
Here we go to the fourth round. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Johnny, and that is that. It is a knockout. What a win. I don't think we can truly appreciate what we saw unless we see it in slow motion.
You're right, Todd. What a shot.
So it's onward and upward after a knockout win here.
A knockout victory. That is, Todd, did you see the shot? That's not a knockout. That's an assassination. What a shot.
My castle of sand, waiting on a battle sword, handle all in my hand. The war force is mortal with my door with demands, more important than the fortune that you poured in my pan. From freestyling to recording advance, can you please reinforce all my borders and bands? I should have put it towards some plans.
Welcome to the Lighthouse Theater. The time is... Roy.
This bout is skipped.
And this one has all of those big... High hopes for this battle between these two athletes. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Just missed with that jab. One punch could change everything in this battle. Nice counter. This is such an amazing theater. So many great concerts have been performed here, but nothing quite like what we're going to see here.
This is that place you want to say, I fought there, I've been there, and now we are here.
Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Halfway through the round, I'm not sure who's winning it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Jab misses. They're both trying for a knockout. Beautiful counter shot. Let's talk about Robinson in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
You know, I've been in five-side house.
Come on.
On to the second round. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got to dummy a shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching your every move, that every twitch.
Nope, that jab not going to score. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
That uppercut misses. A perfect counter shot. Good counter punch. And down goes Jones Jr. We need to see that again. Some amazing boxing right there.
That's lights out right there.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Listen to me. Are you okay?
Final 10 seconds here, and the corner better get warmed up. They've got some work to do. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. There's the bell to start round 3. He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
Trying to land that jab. Nope, that hook won't score. Nice counter punch right up the middle. And he scores with the counter. Can't land that jab. Straight right just misses. They're both going for the KO. It's so obvious. They exchange punches. Swing and a miss with the right hook. Good counter punching. How about that time counter shot? Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Talk about Robinson in that last round. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no... Back at it in round 4. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in the fight. They've got to relax.
And he just missed with that left jab. Couldn't land that jab. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself down trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
You'd like to see more jabs. Nice counter shot. And he did catch him. He caught him clean. Clean as a whistle. That counter punch. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Robinson in that last round. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but back into the fray here in round 5. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
The middleweights are the best you can ever come across. Obviously, the glamour weight is a heavyweight, but the middleweight, it's the size of the average man or woman. When you get in there and you're letting the shots go, you've got power, you've got speed, you've got pace, you can stand, you can dance, you can do everything. We can look back in history. You know the amazing fights at a middleweight are ridiculous. That is what writes our history books.
There's a counter shot. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Those counter punches have to hurt. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? Well done with that counter shot. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Can't find a home for that jab. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. That counter shot lands. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Robinson in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage. On to the 6th round. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Beautiful counter punch. They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. This is the danger spot.
With this fighter is, has he punched himself out? When are we going to see a jab from these two? So far, it seems like aggression has been the key. This fighter just not slowing down.
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want...
Blink and you miss it. Good thing we can watch that all over again.
A shot from the guns took him out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You still want to fight.
Final 10 seconds here, and the corner is going to have their work cut out for them. Let's talk about Roy Jones in that last round. Here comes round 7. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Catch and shoot. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Can you believe it? Roy Jones Jr. is on the back foot now. And it appears they're out of trouble, at least for now. But that just goes to show you one clean punch changes everything.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gone. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed. Back on it. Like it never happened.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Both men step back for just a moment. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. When are we going to see a jab from these two? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's tell about Robinson in that last round. And we enter the 8th round. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Punch, counter punch. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
You'd like to see more jabs. Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Nice counter shot. The straight right just misses. Look at the footwork, the hand speed. This is the best that the middleweight division has to offer. Roy Jones Jr. in trouble. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Judges have spoken a unanimous decision victory.
They've done it before, now they're doing it again.
Yeah, like a duff. Order belts, mighty. The ring does swing left, right, man's head get ping. Contrary ting, robot ping, we bring man right, somebody shots fling. Ding ding, step in the ring does swing left, right, man's head get ping. Contrary ting, robot ping, we bring man right, somebody shots fling. Ding ding, step in the ring does swing left, right, man's head get ping. Contrary ting, robot ping, we bring man right, somebody shots fling. Uppercut, fling, right up, fling. Contrary ting, send man over the ropes. Man try come for the belt, but I punch you never saw. Ended all of your hopes. Now all of your bros are stood on the sideline, head in the hand shot, joke of the show. But they keep those hands up, swing for their fences.